our top six, and this week we're doing the top six iconic horror themes. Griff, what themes have we got this week?
We've got, in no particular order, because we'll order them in a minute, Tubular Bells from The Exorcist, John Carpenter's Halloween theme from Halloween, Charles Bernstein for Nightmare on Elm Street, Charlie Clouser for the Saw theme, John Carpenter for the Fog scene theme, and Bernard Herrmann for Psycho. Oh, and I must admit, I found this very difficult.
Same.
My top three changed a lot. My bottom three weren't too bad, but my top three, I'd say within like 20 minutes of starting the show, sort of changed again.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that's a fair shout.
right, we'll start with six, obviously, bit in the bottom, working our way up. Jason, as our beautiful guest, what's your number six?
Nightmare on Elm Street. The theme's a bit lackluster for me, especially being a musician myself. It's just a synthy, very slow, progressive tune that doesn't really go anywhere unless you get the loud, all of a sudden, sound effects. But yeah,
I agree. I put it at number six, and you know what? It's one of the only ones on the list I actually had to play. I couldn't remember what it sounded like.
Yeah, I mean
So,
we've got a clean sweep. I mean it's number six for me as well.
oh, look at that.
I mean I went straight to YouTube because I kind of sat there and thought, what is the theme for Nightmare on Elm Street? I imagine it's got to be. I'd listen to it and I'd be like straight away go, ah, that's the thing. Of course it is. I love that. But no, about sort of a minute and a half in, I was sitting there thinking, what is the theme to Nightmare on Elm Street? Because it's just
Yeah, you should always remember the old 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you, but the
that's
actual
the
theme or
thing.
the score is just like,
Yes, like Jason said, it's a very lackluster sort of nothing sort of theme.
it's literally a hook. It's just dun 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 dun, and that's it. And it
That's the
just
thing.
goes off.
But it's not. It's almost like beginning to be eerie, but it just doesn't. It's not eerie.
No,
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
agreed.
It sort of start off and you think, oh, this could be eerie. Then it just stops and you think, oh, no, it's not. I'll dive in. My number five is The Fog. I didn't mind it. It's just sort of that stage where there's just others I prefer, and it just doesn't fall into the iconic sort of category for me. It's sort of well known, but there's a lot more iconic ones on this list, so it slips number five for me.
Oh, me too. For pretty much the same reasons. I did like it, but the other ones were better.
Jason?
Well, for John Carpenter's own themes, it was definitely the weirdest one. I actually had the same boat as you guys had with the Nightmare on Elm Street theme, where I was like, I can't actually remember this theme, so I had to look this up on YouTube, and I kind of liked it, but I definitely had some more favourites in there, other than that one. That's for sure.
Look at this clean sweep so
I
far.
don't know. So far, everyone's matching. Griff, what your number four? Let's take it home.
Well, number four. This is where it started to get a little bit tricky. But I went for Psycho. Very iconic, very eerie, and very kind of. Just the other ones are just a bit more stronger. So I went for Psycho.
Yeah, I went for Psycho as well.
Clean sweep again, boys.
I don't think our number. Obviously, the top three is really difficult, so I
So
don't
the
think
top three
it'll.
have got some heavy hitters. You got some like sort of mid iconic, very early iconic, and sort of late iconic.
Oh, let's bring it.
Jason, what's your number three?
Tubular Bells by The Exorcist. That was going to take me a while. It was very close for me to put the Saw theme there, but Tubular Bells is instantly recognisable as soon as you hear it. But again, it's very repetitive in its form. So for me, I had to go in number three.
It was my number three as well.
There's my number three as well. Whee! I mean, I don't want to do too many spoilers, but I did sort of flop between this and the next one as my two and three. So it was hit and miss what was going to be two. And again, that was one that I changed a lot, and I listened to I just I might as well dive in. Yeah, my number two is Saw. Um, just because of the build of it, it just gets so intense. It just keeps getting more and more intense the further you get into the song, and it's just great. And you hear the theme, and you straight away think of him like standing up, walking out, and going, the keys in the bath, and sort of slamming the door, and it just takes you straight back to that moment. So it's or even just at the end of the films where all the puzzles come together. It's just so intense, and I love it.
Yeah, my number two is Saw. This is crazy because literally like it creates so much suspense and speed, like because obviously you relate it to the games they're playing and the time are going. But Saw is kind of such amazing. Like obviously all the other films are kind of years old, like 40, 50,
The build
however
of
many
it
years
is,
old.
if you listen to the whole song, the way it just builds and builds and builds is unbelievable. What's your number two, Jace?
I think we're on the home straight with this one. My number two is Saw.
This is we've had a clean sweep, just me and Paul before, but not with a guest as well. This is
This is pretty. This is so obviously all of us have got Jaws as number one, right?
Was that an option?
Yeah, no, number one, it's got to be like Halloween. I mean, the second you hear it, within the first 3 seconds, it's just such an unbelievable sort
yeah.
of iconic, like not just like for that film, just horror genre, and it's just amazing. It really is.
It is a brilliant thing.
Same, and it's just freaky that all three of us have ranked these six in the same order.
I mean, normally we
Yeah,
throw it out for people to like give their opinions, but surely three people, this has got to be official, isn't it?
it's got to be. It's
There's,
concrete.
there's got to be some sort of, if three of you all pick exactly the same list, it just makes it official.
I think it could be the themes you picked as well for the top six. That definitely helped
I
with
think
the
so. If
decision.
people think we're wrong, then obviously they can shout in. Like, I think they're the kind of we did kind of go on websites, and these were the kind of six that were being thrown around all the time. I did put Jaws in there at one point, but Jaws is it a thriller? Is it horror? So we took Jaws out. Jaws is too much of a powerhouse.
Then I thought it was just say what you feel. Yeah, no, amazing, and that I guess it brings us towards the end of the show. So, Jason, thank you very, very much for joining us. Before you go, what plugs? What's going on?
What plugs? Well, I'm in a band. It's called Prepare to Ruin. Check us out, repairtoruin.com. Also teach drums in Guildford, so if you want to come and have some lessons with me, check that out too.
That's awesome. You're on Spotify as well, yeah?
Yes, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, pretty much any platform you can think of. We are on there.
We'll tag you in the post for the episode.
Even
so
Instagram stories.
I know.
Yeah.
Even Instagram story music there, which is impressive. I don't even know how you do that.
I don't know how I do it half the time, if I'm honest.
You're a talented man. Thank you very, very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And Griff, if people want to join in the conversation, continue the debate, and tell me how wrong I am with the top six, where can they find us on Instagram?
On Instagram, they can follow us at Paul and Griff Show.
And where can they find us on Twitter?
They can find us at Paul N Griff Show.
Beautiful.